Hello, I'm Josie and I'm going to read to you an emotional logic book, Zora Feels Guilty. So, guilt. Zora feels guilty. The sun was just beginning to come up. Another beautiful day was dawning on the savannah. In the cool of the morning, the friends were quietly finding food and having a drink from the refreshing river before the African day became too hot. Zora the zebra was standing on a stepping stone for a drink, but she wasn't really paying attention to what she was doing, and so she began to slip. With a splash, Zora fell into the water. The other animals all stared in shock, but before they could help her, she jumped out onto the riverbank, feeling guilty. Zora sometimes got cross when she felt guilty or ashamed, because she saw things in black and white. She had strong ideas about what was right and what was wrong. At this moment, she was feeling silly, embarrassed, and very wet. Zora walked back towards the group, wondering what they would say to her. When she arrived, Shelley the tortoise asked, "Zora, did you hurt yourself when you slipped?" "Nothing to do with you," snapped Zora rudely. Immediately, she had a troubled feeling in her tummy, and Shelley's eyes went wide with surprise. Shelley went into her shell in shock. She needed her safe place to think about what to do to make a plan about how to deal with Zora's hurtful words. Ollie and Reggie wanted to be good friends with Zora too. "Why are you feeling cross, Zora?" Ollie asked gently. "We just want to check you're not hurt." "Mind your own business," Zora replied in her rudest voice. The troubled feeling in her tummy got worse, and she walked off to be by herself. Ollie put his head in the sand. He could not deal with this. Reggie whispered in Ollie's ear, "Sometimes people show angry outside when inside they are feeling guilty." The friends left Zora to her cross thoughts as the savannah day grew warmer. Before long, the air in the distance shimmered with heat as the fierce sun baked the savannah. It made the animals very sleepy. But Zora could not sleep. Her troubled tummy would not let her. Reggie saw this. Feeling angry that his new friend was so troubled, he decided to put his anger energy into something useful. He decided to find Lizimba to prevent further trouble. After a while, Lizimba the lion appeared at Zora's side with Reggie. Zora felt safe with Lizimba and grateful to Reggie too. She trusted them. She told Lizimba how she was feeling, but quietly. "You're feeling guilty," Lizimba explained, also quietly. "I would guess that's because when you slipped off the stone, you worried that you might have lost your friend's respect." Zora sat up at this new idea. "Yes," she said, "and my pride that I am fast and nimble and have pretty hooves," Lizimba continued. "Feeling guilty is useful, however. It is this feeling that we get when we ask ourselves if we caused the problem. Then we can learn how to stop it happening again. Sometimes we feel guilty, even when we haven't done anything wrong. Feeling guilty moves us to think, how could we do things differently next time? Zora had a good think about what she needed to learn. Shelley decided to try and talk to her friend Zora again, now that Zora had had some time to herself to think. "Are you feeling better now?" she asked Zora kindly. Ollie and Reggie also came close to see what they could find out. "I am," declared Zora, "and I would like to share what I have learnt with everybody." The friends gathered round. It was good to be back together again. "I have learned from Lizimba, that if we get something wrong and make a mistake, it's okay to feel guilty." The friends looked at each other in surprise. This was something new. Another thing, we must listen to one another. We can learn from each other and all grow stronger that way. Reggie couldn't stop himself from saying gently, "I've just learnt not to get cross and angry at myself when I'm feeling guilty." The friends all looked at Reggie in surprise and then at each other. And then they all started talking at once to each other about how they felt when they feel guilty and need to learn something new. Nobody heard Zora say, "Learning from each other is so important. Everyone can teach their friends something to prevent things going wrong again." Monty the monkey laughed, jumped about, and then called out, "Why don't we all learn to practice balancing on the stepping stones? Look!" Everyone joined Monty on the stepping stones, and Zora laughed at her clever friends and joined in too. Things are not so black and white after all, she thought to herself. And there's Zora, and there's Lizimba, the lion. That's the end. So now we've got some activities if you'd like to try to express yourself creatively. So the first activity, show how learning to balance on a stepping stone in the Savannah River would make you move with your friends. So can you have a go trying to balance on a stepping stone and see how that makes you move? And so activity 2, draw a gingerbread man and paint on it how you think you look when you feel guilty. So if you draw the outline of a gingerbread man and then you paint on, so what might your facial expressions be doing, and what might your body language be like when you feel guilty? And then we've got a few things to think about. So the first thing to think about is, why did Zora have the troubled feeling in her tummy? What was that feeling in her tummy about? And number 2, why is it useful for Zora to have the troubled feeling in her tummy? So why is that troubled feeling in the tummy useful? Have a little think about that. And number 3, how did Zora make things better? Have a think about how Zora made things better in the story. Great, so thanks for listening. Bye.